Man, oh man, where do I begin? You got to be careful what you talk to God and ask Him for, because when He shows up, you're gonna know. He's gonna leave no doubt. Growing up, as a man, a young man, I'm gonna start there. I wasn't doing everything right. I had a illegal pharmaceutical business. I was like a womanizer, different things like that. And man, even if I just finished doing something that night, sometimes I would look up in the sky and just start talking to God. I could have been drunk, anything, but I'll still talk to Him. I'm like, God, if you're real, give me a sign. Let me see an angel or something fly by. And again, you got to be careful what you ask God for. At this time, I'm one of the greatest sinners there is, and it felt good to sin. I'm not gonna lie, but I was really a good dude. I really want to see people win, but when you're living in the streets, the streets are get a hold of you. So as I was having a talk with God about, let me see if you're real, there was something internally going on with me. Because why would I be asking God if He's real when I just finished doing something sinful and illegal? But anyway, at the time, not knowing that my life was short, my time was coming up. My time was about to expire. And then I started having encounter. The first encounter, they're always in my dreams when I'm sleeping, but they feel so real. Here I am, a sinner, and I'm talking to God about these things. And one night, all of a sudden, I'm in the spirit realm, and Jesus shows up. It's just Him and I, like in outer space. And there was no talking to Him. I didn't get to say, "Oh, God, you're here," or anything like that. It was all serious business. So He started looking at me, and He started scanning my body. It would look something like Superman with X-ray vision. And He started scanning me all up and down like He was looking for something. And He zeroed in on my heart. And when He saw my heart, He just left. He didn't walk, but He just left. So now I'm awake, not knowing what's going on. I'm just like, dang, I just saw Him. And I'm like, this isn't the first time I seen Him. Now I can say that. But anyway, shortly after that, at this time, I have what is called sleep apnea. So I would hold my breath in my sleep. And when that happens, they told me one day you're just not going to wake up. You're not, you're just going to die in your sleep. And that's what happened. So the next thing that happens is, what I know now is I died in my sleep. And in the spirit realm, it's just darkness all around me. It's like dark, thick clouds. And you can see everything though. Like I'm facing straight ahead, and I can see behind me, I can see to the right and to the left, but there still was nothing to see. And I didn't know where I was at, what was going on. I was just trying to process. But while I'm facing straight ahead, behind me, I could see a light but it's a dark light in the darkness. And it was moving so fast, like a locomotive train, like so fast. And then when it came up behind me, it like stood up, and I knew it was 12 feet. It was so big, and I could hear the wings open like something. What I understand now is the death angel came to take me. And right when the wings opened up, in the darkness came a light that was so bright. And I don't really know what he said or what it said or whatever, but it was talking to the death angel, and it had to tell him no or stop, or I don't know what it said, but the death angel didn't take me. So I now know, though, that I died in my sleep, and I was actually headed for hell. It was tough to understand, but I know now that I had a purpose for my life. So here we are now to my encounter. I ended up giving my life to God, following Christ. I started going to church. I joined the church, but I would talk to God every morning. I mean, it wasn't no prayers like just getting on the floor, an old school kid, got your hands together. But I would talk to him every morning. And while I was going to church, the words started getting good to me. But because of who I was, I kept saying, God, you don't really want me. I said, if you want me, then have the pastor say this. All of a sudden, I went to church, and the pastor said exactly what I said to God. So now I'm still like shell shocked, because I'm like, did he verbatim, he said exactly. And I'm like, you really talking to me or whatever? And it was crazy because I still kind of didn't want to go up and join the church and give my life to God, but my brother was getting up at the same time. So I got up, walked up, gave my life to God. That night, I'm excited, because I felt love. That night I had another encounter. But this time it was completely different. I said earlier in this, you gotta be careful what you ask God, because he's gonna leave no doubt. So I really I was hesitant on going up, but my brother was getting up. So I went along with him. We both went down. And I gave my life to the Lord. I got saved. We were, I'm excited because I knew that God really gave me another chance. Especially going through what I've been through already and knowing that I died. But that's when I had the encounter that changed my life. You would think seeing Jesus would have already done that, but I've seen him a couple times. It didn't do it. You would think the death angel, having an encounter with him, that would be changing my life, but that didn't do it. What changed me was what happened next. That night, I'm at home, and I used to sleep downstairs for some reason on the couch. Maybe because my wife used to put me on the couch anyway. I just was used to it. But anyway, I'm asleep on the couch. I go into sleep, and then I'm in a vision again. And in this vision, I'm in my house, or I'm in the house. And I'm on a porch, a back porch with sliding doors. And next thing you know, I see 3 men dressed in black coming up. Now here it is, I just gave my life to the Lord, and now the enemy is now at my door. And while they were at my door, they were trying to get in. I was like, you can't get in. I can't allow you guys in. You can't come into this house, like my house is now clean. And so two of the men head back down the stairs, and they go to trying to get in another way into my house. But one of them stayed right there on the porch, and he grabbed a cigarette, like he was waiting. And in this vision, I picked up like he wanted to change his life. He didn't want to do evil anymore. So when he grabs a cigarette, he's shaking with it. And I started asking him, I was like, what is it? You don't want to be like that no more? You want to change your life? You want to go with God? And all of a sudden, he goes to light the cigarette, and he drops it, and he is engulfed in flames. His whole body caught on fire. Right at that moment is when the vision changed completely. It was like I was taken from out of my house to a mountaintop. And now I'm on a mountain, and I could see this guy on fire. But then I hear this sound going, psh, psh, and I look up, and I see God walking on the sky. I'm automatically at my knees on this mountain, and I'm going, oh my gosh. And I'm like, I see you. I go back and look at the gentleman that's on fire, and I knew at that moment that God was coming to save him, because just what I said to him, you want to give your life to the Lord? And he's like, yes. I knew right that moment that God was, even though he was walking on the sky, it wasn't about me, it was about the one who was on fire. And God was coming to save him. And as God was walking, I would look back at him, and I'm still on my knees. You can't go nowhere. I'm scared out of my mind. I'm going, but I see you. I'm like, God, I see you. I'm scared. But I see you. Then I go back to the gentleman, and I'm screaming because I'm on a mountain that seems so far away from him. And I'm like, you got to believe, you got to have faith. God's going to save you. I see him. He's on his way. And then I would go back to God, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I see you. The best way I can explain it, I never saw his face, but the essence of who he is. He was fiery, the glory, it was just fire. And when he would walk, he was perfect. I never seen anybody walk perfect. There was no slouching, there was nothing. Just when he would walk, the arm movement, everything was just perfect. And every time he took a step, he's walking on space, but there's a sound. Now, he's not talking to me, he's not doing anything, but I know what's going on. It would be like you being an ant staring up at the Empire State Building, the tallest building in the world. The earth is too small for him. It's a ball, like a tennis ball or something. Not even that, maybe a marble in your hand. That's how big he is. Changed my life. So after I'm communicating with him, he reaches down his hand and picks up the gentleman that was on fire. And I'm like, God, I'm going to tell everybody. Which is why I'm here giving you this encounter. But before I was finished, I was on top of the mountaintop, like I told you. And when I turned around, all I saw was like this valley. It was so beautiful. It was like a stream running through it. The grass was like greener than what you would ever see. But in this valley was like 7 mountains. I was standing now on a mountain because now God has walked. But when I turned to look, it was this valley, probably the most beautiful thing you ever seen. And it was like 7 mountains. Then I woke up. Lord have mercy. I was on like cloud 9. It was like I just drank 20 coffees. I'm running around the house. I'm going crazy. I go upstairs, wake my wife up. I'm telling her I'm jumping around the house. I go wake my mother up. I'm like going crazy. I'm like, I just saw God. I'm talking about God the Father. Because I've seen Jesus already. And I've seen the Holy Spirit. That's a whole nother encounter. But I'm going crazy. I tried to wake my pastor up. I mean, everything. And I told you guys a little earlier that I had sleep apnea. From the time that vision happened, I no longer have sleep apnea. It was like a miracle. You can't be in God's presence and not receive the healing, the glory. It's crazy, just crazy. And to this day, I'll never forget it. It's part of what keeps me going. People want to know, Dad, how you change your life? What made you change your life? When God show up, trust me, you gonna change everything. I told you guys earlier, be careful what you ask God for. Because I asked him, let an angel fly by or something, and he didn't want to leave any doubt. So he showed up himself. You got to be ready for what's coming when you deal with God. There's no gray area with him. I just wanted to explain to you guys this encounter because I mentioned to God that I was going to tell everybody. I have further visions and things like that, but I just wanted to come on and explain this one to you because I wanted to keep my promise to God and let people know that he's real. And when he comes into your life, he's going to shake everything up. I go so hard because I owe him now. Because I know I was a walking dead man. I knew at that moment the death angel came to get me. But mercy said no. I don't know I didn't hear the conversation. I don't know. But I know he was taking me. And mercy said no. So now I owe him. And that's my encounter. So this is Pastor E. This is my encounter. I'm glad you guys came and listened. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all soon. Deuces.